Watch it, RDX. Just because you've given me like $2,000 doesn't mean I'll stand for this Joker 2 slander. Dude, was that echoing for you guys or just me, man? That was like a complicated audio thing and I might have messed it up trying to sing along there, but hopefully that was only on my end, that it was all trash. Bro. Levels of Kino that shouldn't be possible. Are you serious? You guys don't like that? You're kidding, right? You know what I think the problem is you didn't see it in the theater. I think that's the problem. You gotta see it in theater. It's not meant for it to be watched on your little laptop or whatever. Although it does drag. The movie drags in the second half. So if you're gonna watch Joker 2 at home, I would recommend splitting it up into two parts. They definitely could have cut a couple. They could have cut a couple of the musical numbers, I think. Anyway, YCSP got taken down on YouTube last night. Community guidelines violation, endangering minors, etc., etc. Yeah. Okay. What do you want to fucking medal, Rick? I didn't see it because I have good taste. I didn't see it because I have good taste. I was at Fast and Furious. I went to Sinners. I nominated Sinners for Best Picture. No, I know you probably don't like Sinners, but still, shut the fuck up. No one cares. I didn't see it because I have good taste. Yeah, you're renowned in these parts for your excellent taste in film. So I got a strike, so that was fun while it lasted. Well, I didn't get a strike, I got a warning, but same thing, basically. It's just I'm still allowed to stream and post. I mean, I literally just showed you guys like an amazing scene from the movie. If you can't tell how like Kino that is, then I just like, I don't even like, you're just wrong. I'm sorry, but you're just wrong. And guess what? It's Joker 2 week. Guess what? We're not done. It's Joker 2 love song week here on the Daily Cope, here in the romantic month of February. I'm getting dragged to go see Wuthering Heights. Speaking of the theater, I'm going to go see Wuthering Heights on next Tuesday, I think. She was like, do you want to go on Saturday? It's Valentine's Day. And I said, oh, let's go on Tuesday. It'll be cheaper. I'm such a romantic. So it was fun while it lasted. YCSP on YouTube made it 3 whole weeks. 3 whole weeks till we got a strike. Ked's dead. You better not. I still have your hate speech warning on this channel, dude. Yeah, Lady Gaga. Are you serious? Yes, Lady Gaga. Aren't you the same guy who said he has good taste in movie? You don't even know who the cast is? Yes, it was Lady Gaga, who also made an appearance in the halftime Super Bowl show yesterday. And look, man, Lady Gaga was really good in that movie. And I don't even like her. And basically her and Joaquin Phoenix both got robbed. We don't have to rehash this. We don't have to rehash this whole thing, but they both deserve Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor nominations. What up, Chuck Steak? Lady Gaga is female, you guys. Hold on, my dog wants in. She's just a weird looking female. She just looks a little weird, which is, we're just rehashing my review now, but I said that was part of what made her so good, is that she has this kind of uncanny valley thing where it's like she's conventionally attractive. And then you catch her at a certain angle and you're like, wait, she looks like an alien. And it's like off-putting. And that made her like perfect for the role. She's like a attractive woman, but only from certain angles. Anyway, and from other angles, she just looks weird and off-putting, which made her like the perfect Harley Quinn. But we don't need to rehash all of that. We don't need to rehash all of that, you guys. Yeah, well, the bad news too is I don't want to get a copyright strike on my YouTube channel because I already have one. So that's why you guys on YouTube, maybe that's why you don't get it, because I had to like cut off the first half of the song just to be safe. Lady Gaga's a dude. I am surrounded by fucking idiots. Lord help me. I am surrounded by total fucking morons. God, give me the patience. Good Lord help me. It's like that meme where the guy's like, hey, Jews control America, and then the drooling retard in the MAGA hat is like, I have 500 terabytes of Michelle Obama penis pictures or whatever. I have 500 terabytes of Michelle Obama penis photos. Oh, it's Monday. It's too early for this stuff, you guys. Okay, all right. Let's just get into the show. Enough about absolute cinema and what does and doesn't qualify about absolute cinema. Let's just get into the show. I had meant to mention this on like Friday, I think, but it somehow got lost in the shuffle.
Orthodoxer sent $5 LP. Lady Gaga is a man. Do you agree? Don't get me wrong. I would, if he was a brown Catholic.
Again, if you want to imitate the Orthodoxer, you have to start by sending $3 super chats. It's a dead giveaway when you send a $5, because he always sends $3. But thank you for the extra $2. I appreciate it. Do you agree though? That's like a funny callback, because isn't that from the Metal Gear copy pasta or whatever? Do you agree? Okay. I meant to talk about this on Friday, but it somehow got lost. But Elijah Schaffer, his motion to dismiss on his lawsuit was denied, which is very bad news for Elijah Schaffer. As you can see here, this is, of course, the Kash Patel's girlfriend lawsuit. Alexis Wilkins, plaintiff, versus Elijah D. Schaffer, defendant, who she's suing Elijah, asking for $5 million because he called her a Mossad honeypot. And Elijah filed his motion to dismiss on January 5th. She filed a response on January 20th. He filed a reply on January 27th. And then the motion was dismissed on February 6th or maybe 5th, thereabouts. What does this say? I don't see the date, but anyway, thereabouts. So basically, it took 2 weeks. It took 2 weeks for the judge to rule on the motion to dismiss, whereas mine took 2 years. 2 years. And I forgot to mention this. I don't want to like ramble about my lawsuit again, but I kind of explained the whole backstory, but I missed the point of why I explained that. So real quick, I'm not going to retell the story. If you missed it, you missed it. But the reason I think it took 2 years is because they used copyright law as a tool for censorship, which is not how it's supposed to be used. And they weren't thinking about things like fair use, because maybe, you don't expect somebody to use a porno in a fair use context. But when that happened with my tweet, then the judges were in a position where it's like, well, if they rule in the obvious correct way the law is meant to be read, which is in my favor, then they're basically like ruling against this sex trafficking victim and saying like people can post your rape video basically. Like it's not, it's not, it's a little more nuanced than that, but that's kind of the problem for the judges that made it such a like they didn't want to do it. This is me speculating, but that's what I think. That's why I think it took so long. And every judge just wanted to like find a way to like pass the buck to a different judge, which is why it went through 3 judges. And then after 2 years, the guy who just ruled, he's like, well, I guess I have to rule on this. So he just did it. Hopefully he awards me costs too. But anyway, very bad news for Elijah. It's going to be very expensive from here, having to deal with all of the discovery and, depositions and this and that and the other thing. I'm not a lawyer, and I've never made it to this stage in a lawsuit, but I understand it's very costly and time consuming and not a good time for the defendant.
Sneed Staffel sent $3. Do not approve motion, sir. Do not approve the motion, sir. Do not approve.
The Orthodoxer sent $3. I had my own argument with my sister-in-law, and mom this morning about how Jews run the world. Unrelated, but as I was typing this, I heard my imposter super chatted. I'll mail.
Are the Jews trying to take down Orthodoxer from the inside? Is that what it is? And Milo posted this on his... I had some segue for this, but I don't remember. Anyway, Milo posted this the other day, and it is a screenshot of a message, a direct message that he sent to Sarah Stock, presumably on Signal, but I don't know. He said, "Congratulations on doing one trad thing in your life, logging off. I assume your husband is seeking an annulment. Either way, so as not to completely destroy the rest of your life, I have refrained from publishing the rest of what I have. It will stay that way so long as you never return to public life. God bless and good luck." So Milo posts this, and people immediately say, this is extortion. This is like a literal crime. You can't do this. This is illegal, Milo. And so he deleted the tweet. After several people pointed out to him that what he posted was illegal, he deleted it. That's psycho, right? So we have the 2 genders here in the chat. Milo's right and Milo is garbage. Milo is garbage. This is psychopath. I said this on the progress report when I was talking to Kai and Steve, but it's like, it's a testament to how sort of, I don't know, demented he is, that he could post something like so sadistic and weird and like controlling and think that like people are going to look at this and be like, wow, he's so cool. I'm sorry, if your reaction to this is like, damn, Milo's so cool, you need to like take a step back. You need to take a step back and really think about if you're lost in the sauce of this internet mean girl bullshit, this catty mean girl homosexual bullshit. If you ever post on the internet again, I'm going to ruin your life by posting more dirty laundry. Like, anyway, you can't, regardless of how you may feel about it, it is illegal. Yeah, that's what Milo always does, is he tries to frame everything like he's doing it for people's own good when it's clearly sadistic. Like
Sneed Staffel sent $5. Michael Alec Energy.
I know who Michael Alec is. What happened? He killed his drug dealer. I'm not sure like if I see the connection other than that they're just both kind of like vile gay dudes. But yeah, okay, sure. Sure. I don't really exactly see the comparison, but sure. Sure. I think yeah, Michael Alec was probably like posting some weird shit once he got out of prison, wasn't he? So there is a similar thing there, but anyway, I'm not going to overthink it. JF said, honestly, Milo deserves to be put in jail for extortion for a few years. No offense, I'm against punishing creators even when they go rough at other creators, but this is mafia-style extortion, and it's a crime in the U.S. Okay, so there's that. Just a little update on that. And I think this brings us to the halftime show to talk about. So, you know, my father-in-law is big into the sports ball. He likes football. So he's watching the Super Bowl, and my sister-in-law and her boyfriend, this is not the shit lib who doesn't talk to us. This is the other sister-in-law. They came over to watch the Super Bowl. I got YCSP finished up in time to go down, like basically just in time to catch the halftime show. And so I saw it, and it was really bad. It was really brown. Literally everybody in the halftime show was brown except for Lady Gaga, who showed up in like the second half of the show. And there's a guy, they had a white guy proposing to a brown woman as like kind of Bad Bunny. She's like, it feels gay, even just calling a man Bad Bunny feels gay. Like I don't like saying his name. I don't like saying it. This guy, he's walking through through like a cornfield or whatever, and they're showing like all these kind of scenes, and one of the scenes is a white guy down on his knee proposing to a brown woman. At least I think that's what it was. All my brain really registered was race mixing, so maybe it was maybe the genders were reversed, whatever. But it was like that was like the only white guy in the show basically, and it's, you know, it's not arbitrary. I can't stress this enough. The fact that like everybody in the show is brown, right? And Wokeness posted this. So this is like one screen cap from the show here. And you can see like everybody, all of the dancers are brown and black. Like none of them are white. This guy looks almost white, but it's hard to tell. I wouldn't bet on it. And none of this stuff is arbitrary. This is all completely by design, right? So they don't put out a casting call for dancers and then they just pick like through meritocracy the best and most attractive dancers, and they all are not white. If you believe that, you are insane. You're totally insane. And the problem is that like white shit libs who like praise this stuff, they are really ignorant of that. Like that either doesn't register with them at all, or it does, but they just think it's a good thing, you know? At the end of the show, they put up this sign that said, "The only thing more powerful than hate is love." Which again, same thing. This is like such a like stupid platitude. Like vapid. It's a vapid platitude. The whole show, by the way, is not in English. Was Green Day there? I said Lady Gaga was the only white person, but then I saw somebody on Twitter say something about Green Day. And I was like, wait, it was Green Day there? I don't actually know because my father-in-law muted the show halfway through. My father-in-law muted the show, and he said, and this is like a direct quote. Okay, I'm not paraphrasing. I'm quoting. He muted the show, and then he said, "Can't understand what they're saying." Oh man, I love him. He's like Hank Hill, but less a little bit less rednecky. But he's basically like Hank Hill, at least spiritually. You know, so he mutes the show and he just goes, "Can't understand what they're saying." So yeah, if you think like the only thing more powerful than hate is love, you should be forced to like go live in Puerto Rico for a year. Puerto Rico, the average IQ is 82. That almost 50% of the people living there are on food stamps paid for by the U.S. taxpayer. And it's just like an extremely impoverished, shithole, basically. A favela, the global favela, the global slum coming to it. That was the message of it was not ambiguous at all. The message of the Super Bowl halftime show was, we are all going to live in a global favela and you're going to like it. But don't worry, it's worth it because they'll be selling like, corn dogs or whatever their ethnic food is out of little food carts so it'll be worth it because it'll be like food carts. The music wasn't very good. My father-in-law, even when it wasn't muted, he didn't have it like turned up very loud, so I didn't
Austin
really
Powers
like
said $3, yeah, but the Browns, who were all probably Catholic, on the halftime show were promoting Catholic universalism. Not very Christian of ULPLO.
What do you mean they were promoting Catholic they were promoting Latino supremacy and Latino takeover. It was like unambiguous. It was completely unambiguous. It was unashamedly like pro-brown message. And if you look at the halftime shows,
$3. Do you know Vampire Frog's channel? It's like to watch his stuff.
It's like to watch his stuff. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Are you saying his channel is like a brown favela? Doesn't he do like coding streams or whatever? I watched a little bit of his stream just on X because I follow him on X and I saw he was live. Jay-Z took over producing the Super Bowl halftime show in 2019. Since then, white performers have been banned from the show. There hasn't been a single white headliner at the Super Bowl in 7 years, with the lone exception of Eminem, who performed alongside Dr. Dre, Snoop, Kendrick Lamar, and other black artists. Right. So again, look at this. All brown with a couple token blacks. All black, and all black with Beyonce. So and they're dressed up like Black Panthers as if, in case the skin color wasn't enough. So again, it's not arbitrary. It's not arbitrary at all. It's a message of like racial supremacy and ethno-narcissism of them. It's like a takeover. We're here, we're in charge. That's what they're saying. But then they tack on a thing like the only thing more powerful than hate is love, and retarded white shit libs are like, you know what? Who needs borders? And then, of course, you have some people trying to say like, it's not about race. It's just a good show. It's just like a good show celebrating Latino culture. And then you have like guys like this, like actual Hispanics on X saying Bad Bunny didn't just ask for a seat at the table. He flipped it over and brought in a bigger one. A new America is emerging with a more expansive view of patriotism, love of country, and Americanness. It's coming, it's here, whether you like it or not. And then that new vision is like, it's like pan-Latin America, basically. Yeah, it's Latinx. The halftime show turned me into a white nationalist. Congratulations. I can't wait to have all the perks of living in a country more like Mexico. Like maybe an attractive wife. Good Lord, man. Dude, the white guy proposing to the brown girl, that's like literally their selling point to accept like a lower average IQ and a bunch of lazy welfare recipients. Something that's funny is even in the set, this is from the show, they had like a fake little sports bar as part of the set and they were performing on top of it. There's a fucking "we accept EBT" sign in the window. They're like, make sure in the fake sports bar that we're building for our Super Bowl show set that it says that we accept EBT. It's like actual welfare. Yeah, they know their audience. I mean, these people are bums. They can't take care of themselves.
$10 on Rumble. I don't even know what teams were in the Super Bowl this year. Whoever they were, I hope they both lost. NFL is lame and gay these days anyway.
Yeah, it was the Patriots and what is the Seattle team called? I was gonna say Steelers, and then I was like, no, that's not right. And then I was gonna say Krakens, and I was like, no, that's the hockey team. Anyway, Seattle won. I'm pretty sure. I think the Seahawks. Thank you. Yeah, Seattle won, I believe. People said it was a boring game. There was like
Slayer sent $10. The bread is moldy and the clowns are running the circus.
So true. Thank you for the $10. The I said I made it there by like the halftime show, and I don't think there had been a touchdown in the first half of the game. So it was kind of like a boring. I should know, given that I live like right next to Seattle, but anyway, I'm not a sports guy. We accept EBT. So I don't know, man. It's just so hard, you know. I try to like explain this to people, and I know you guys get it, but trying to explain it to like white people who are just like sort of like naive about this whole thing.
Sent $5 on Rumble. Who won the Super Bowl? The people that didn't watch it.
Word. You know, they think it's all innocent. They think it's all just about love, a powerful message of love and unity and patriotism and, you know, Puerto Rico pride or whatever. And it's like, this is a takeover, man. This is a hostile takeover where they are replacing you. And what's crazy is every once in a blue moon, they come right out and they say it. Every once in a blue moon, they just tell you straight up, like this guy, Rep. Gene Wu, Democrat.
I always tell people the day the Latino, African American, Asian, and other communities realize that they share the same oppressor is the day we start winning. Because we are the majority in this country now. We have the ability to take over this country and to do what is needed for everyone.
So Latinos, Asians, and blacks all share the same oppressor. He says this, we share the same oppressor, which is white people. So white people have oppressed. This is how they really think. This is how Bad Bunny fans think. This is how this guy, Mike Madrid, thinks. They've all been oppressed by white people. And once white people aren't in charge then everybody else is going to flourish, because the reason that white people have succeeded through history and invented everything and created all the wealth in the world and created all the technological and scientific advancements and medical advancements and all of the best culture and movies and everything is not because they're better at that. It's because they held everyone down. White people oppressed. That's the key word. They oppressed everyone else so nobody else could do anything. But once we get them off the levers of power, then we are going to shine. It's especially egregious coming from an Asian because, like, first of all, you weren't oppressed other than, a couple little nukes, but what's that between friends? You weren't really oppressed. You weren't colonized in the same way. And I don't think colonization is oppression, but you know what I mean. And you're also like have pretty good culture and all that kind of stuff on your own. You know what I mean? So it's like, this is like, it's almost like more disgusting coming from an Asian because, it's like very opportunistic more than anything. He's just like pandering to other people's resentment when he doesn't probably really have the same resentment. Like Asian people don't have, in general, the same resentment that other races have towards white people. The Chinese have like a competition thing, but that's different. They see white people as their competition. They don't see them as something that makes them feel inferior, which is how all these brown people feel. Apparently this guy was adopted by 2 white people, by the way. I saw that on Twitter. Rep Gene Wu, adoptive parents. So maybe he is like actually fucked in the head.
Sent $10 on Rumble. In Florida, we're overrun with Puerto Ricans down here. PRs all think they're the whites of Latin America. 1 in 3 of them don't have car insurance.
Dude, that's crazy. And aren't they're making it, wait, did you say Florida? Hold on. Down here. Oh, you didn't say where, you just said down here. Is it Florida? They're making it so that you can't get a driver's license in Florida unless you take the test in English. That was in YCSP last night. Immigrated to the United States with his family. His mother worked. Okay. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong guy, or maybe the adoption thing was adopted. His parents are white. Okay. Turns out that's just somebody got that from ChatGPT.
Asian and other
we're just regurgitating an AI hallucination. Anyway, regardless, the message is clear. We have the numbers. Let's vote Whitey out of power and take all their shit, which is exactly why I highlighted the New York Mamdani situation in my essay on racism. And that's the plan for the whole country. That's the plan for the whole country. And you got Jay-Z in charge of the Super Bowl halftime show, also sending the message to rally the troops. And then you had this TPUSA like protest show, which I did not watch. I heard it was happening. I wasn't really interested. I'm more interested in looking at the enemy's propaganda than looking at the other enemies. I like people who are ostensibly on my side, but actually just completely owned by Jews anyways, and what they're doing. But apparently what they were doing is having Kid Rock. By the way, Crusaders is still down again, and it's down every morning. And I really am sad that it never works in the morning, but I don't know what the deal is. I don't want to bug Gypsy about it. It's one of the, it's Nick had a big problem with Cozy, which is like everybody would message him their problems with the site. That's one of the downsides to doing that nobody tells you about. It's like you run a streaming site, bunch of people want to stream, they come on, but then they're like, oh, hey, this isn't working. Something's not working. Hey, Gypsy, I need to reset my password. Hey, Gypsy. Hey, Gypsy. So I don't want to ask him about it, but I'm sad that, because we were having so much fun on Crusaders. Yeah, some people like to use the cozy chat and watch on other channels, so that's why I still stream to cozy. I'm a diehard. What can I say? Is that really what it is, Pig's Blood? They shut it off during business hours so that they can get their credit card processed. That can't be real. That's crazy. Anyway, I hope it starts working at some point, because it was really cool when it worked there for a few days. It still works at night when I'm streaming like YCSP or whatever, but there's like mad competition at those hours. That's what one of the top streamers told us. Okay. Well, I guess at least that means it is temporary. I guess I'll just have to be patient. You know, so they have Kid Rock, which is like its own form of lame. You know what I mean? It's own, like, I get TPUSA doesn't have Super Bowl money, but it's like, it's not even, you know, an actual, I don't even like to say it, but an actual white American Super Bowl show would, in 2026, would be Taylor Swift. If you wanted a Super Bowl show that represented white America, it would be Taylor Swift or Sabrina Carpenter. They're like the two most popular, with Taylor Swift being the most popular. And I don't like that, like musically, I don't like that, but at least they're white, you know, and at least the songs are in English. I played Bad Bunny and Kid Rock on 2 TVs. Yeah, you didn't want to miss any of this solid gold, huh? And you just had the audio cranked up for both of them blaring into each other. No, we haven't got there yet, Celtic. So it's, you know, knowing that Taylor Swift would be like peak white America is also a little bit depressing. I was trying to think of like who would be a Super Bowl show that I personally would be stoked about. Foundering playing Shut It Down. But like realistically speaking here, like who is like an act? And I don't really know. I wouldn't mind the Heavy, even though the singer is black and they're not American. They're like from the UK, but at least they're like a good rock band. Maybe that would be like a nice compromise for everyone. They sing in English, the singer's black, but their music is good. Screwdriver. The Squirrels. I don't even know who the Squirrels. Oh, like this, the Chud Jack Squirrels. Anyway, okay, last thing I'll say about this Super Bowl thing is that I saw a Harrison Smith tweet where he said that, you know, whatever people are complaining on Twitter, right-wing Twitter, but like all the normies actually loved the halftime show, and also that anti-Semitism ad with the blue square. They're trying to make blue squares happen. And just from like watching the reaction of the family that I was with, the people I was with who are like way more normie than me, right? Like my sister-in-law's boyfriend, he's the guy who was like, why are you racist? White people are the most fucked up when we were out drinking at that party. I think he might be watching the odd like show though. I think I might be red pilling him a little bit. But they're like fairly normie-ish. And they all, like, none of them liked the halftime show at all. They all, and I think that guy, the boyfriend, he said, he specifically said, I like reggaeton, but he wasn't into the show. Nobody was into the show. And then the ad, like I said, my father-in-law muted it. He's just like, I can't understand what they're saying. And that was it. And then the ad, the anti-Semitism ad, the reaction was even more palpable. It was like a mixture of like scoffing and laughing and like confusion. Like why, like confusion, like why is the mulatto kid saving the Jew from the white high schoolers? Like what is going on? And even my mother-in-law had like that kind of reaction. And she's like a dispensationalist. Like she thinks like Christians have a special duty to the nation state of Israel. And she like was like rolling her eyes at that commercial. So I don't know who's Harrison Smith is getting as a sample size. Like obviously my family is more conservative. They're Trump supporters and all that, but they're like kind of boomer normie Trump supporters. And they weren't impressed with any of it. Let's see. Reality check here. Just dropping into right-wing Twitter to let you know pretty much everyone else in the country loved the halftime show and felt genuinely moved at the blue sticker. Here's the thing. You don't see people posting blue squares on their social media. Like that's not a thing, and it's not going to be a thing. The only person I saw post it was Adam Freeland, which he obviously did as like a joke and to troll. Don't be mad at me if you can't objectively appreciate powerful propaganda. Well, here's the thing, man. It's like it's weird how any white person that can watch that halftime show and not understand how anti-white it is. But like I do get there are people like that, but it's like I've been, I don't know, based, whatever you want to call it, for so long now that it's almost at a point where I can't relate. I can't relate to how people would watch that and be like, oh, this is wonderful. But I know they exist. Not in the fantasy football group chat. These men told their wives they thought it was great. How are you taking this normie pulse check? From IRL friends and family and people at bars. Let's see. Here's people watching it in the stadium. Got a couple drunk women dancing. Dude, the music is so bad. Are you guys listening to this? Can't understand the fuck he's saying. And by the way, it's bad, dude. It sucks. Yeah, it's like weird brown Bollywood shit. And if you look at the lyrics in English, it's like bum bum twerking on my bum. She fucked me and then I did drugs. Gonna go fuck a new hoe. Drug. But that's like what the lyrics are. Like it's just objectively terrible. And everything about it sucks. And I agree. These people do not. This is not like what an amped crowd looks like. like, look at the look on this guy's face. He's like, what? He's like, are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? The percentage of people dancing or moving their bodies is like less than 10%. Yeah, but that's just because they're not watching it on TV where it's really good. Bro. Considering they already had Lady Gaga, they should have just got Joaquin Phoenix. That's who should have. The halftime show should have been Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga doing Joker 2 numbers. And then everybody would be like, whoa, sweet. I'm getting text messages. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so this guy, it's a brown takeover. White people are the oppressor, and we're going to take over. And, you know, as long as I get my fucking... What is Latin American food?
$3. I can't be live. That marble-mouthed Manny was the Super Bowl headliner.
What is the what is it? Horchatas? Is that what's the thing AOC says? You know, hey, as long as I get my horchatas. I say let them have the world. I say let the world turn brown as long as I get my horchatas. I don't even know what a horchata is. It's like a tomato thing. Everything they do has like tomatoes and corn in it. That's all I know. Is that the one with the tomatoes or the one with the corn? Okay, quick note on this Grok AI contest as well. They had a contest to like make a Super Bowl commercial. And really cool Twitter account that I like a lot that I forgot to pull up, but mine got Niles Fraser Payne, this guy. Okay. He made this commercial, which we had in YCSP last night, the Chud Grok commercial. Apparently he wrote and performed the piano music himself.
LP's sister-in-law's corner chair boyfriend sent $3. Dude, are you trying to ruin my job/life/relationship?
What did I say? But also yes. No. Yeah, so he wrote and played that piano music himself, which is like, it's really nice. And it really like gets the tone right and all that. Anyway, he got like up to 3 million impressions now, and they said it was going to be based off on impressions, but then they awarded the prize to tweets that did way worse. This one's up to 2.2 million now, but it got most of those after it won. I think it had like 300,000 or something. Right? And then they gave like a bunch of runner-up prizes. And look at like this one has 200K, 84K. They paid these people, like they gave this is third place. They gave him $250,000. He got 84,000 impressions. So this is, I haven't actually even watched these. Let's watch them. This is the winner. This guy got $1 million.
Galileo, your time has come. Wait! Grok, does the sun orbit the Earth?
No, we can see that Venus shows crescent phases like the moon, so it orbits the sun, just like Earth.
Hey, Grok, how many leeches is too many leeches?
That's kind of funny. Doesn't even sound like Grok though. My Grok doesn't sound like that. My Grok sounds like a sassy teenage girl. Okay, so that one won $1 million. Look, man, I get it. I get why they didn't pick Fraser Paines, because it's sort of like it's touching on a nerve that's a little uncomfortable, that AI preys on lonely people. You know what I mean? But some people, though, beyond that, some people were actually saying that this didn't just use Grok. Like, I don't know if it's true, but they were saying that this one should have been disqualified. Why did they make it harder to look at the quote tweets? I'm always like I'm looking at the tweet here. I'm always trying to figure out why I can't look at the quote tweets anymore. Oh, view. Oh, they moved it over here. Oh, I finally figured it out. Was this video made with Grok Imagine? How did he get the phone correct? Not only that, but did it get the Grok UI 100%? Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so people aren't even sure that he used only Grok Imagine, which I guess was one of the requirements. Okay, now then we have this one, which was second place and won $500,000. So $500,000 for this one.
Hey Grok, how old do you need to be to go to space?
Selected candidates have historically ranged from 26 to 46 years old.
How many miles are we from Mars?
About 140 million miles from Earth.
Hey Grok, what actually causes combustion instability? How sensitive is delta V to small mass changes?
Grok, you ready for this?
I like that one. Well, so I think the idea was to be a Super Bowl commercial, and I think that one would make a better Super Bowl commercial. They're both kind of equally sort of derivative, I guess you could say. I don't know. I'm not going to shit all over it, because I can see like the ideas there of trying, like the idea is to make a good ad, right? The idea is to make a good ad for Grok. The idea is not to make something funny that chuds like because it's racist or whatever. So I can see why something like that won. And then we have this one with 84,000 impressions, just meager impressions, winning $250,000.
How far can our light reach? In this?
That sucks. That's completely derivative. That's just a really shitty version of the other one. They're really like pandering to Elon's like space thing. Okay, then they had honorable mentions, which each won $100,000. And again, this one only has 100,000 impressions. And keep in mind, these impressions are like after this article gets published so they had even less impressions before appearing in this article announcing the winners. Just appealing to Elon. I mean, that's the game. That's literally like the whole game on X at this point. Before they did this, they had the article competition where they also awarded like $1 million, all this money. And and it was based off of impressions, and like I did like the guy who won. I like him, and I like his article. So it was kind of a little bit less aggravating, but all of the winners were like retweeted or quote tweeted by Elon. And it's like this massive finger on the scale. If you're like awarding it based off impressions, but like an Elon quote tweet is worth like a minimum of 5 million impressions. It's like a totally like inorganic stacked thing of like, does Elon tweet your post or not? You know what I mean? There's this black guy called like Kaiser. What the fuck is his name? Do you guys know who I'm talking about? Kaiser, because he's got some weird, he's basically like Zuby 2.0. But not even like 2.0, like an improvement. He's actually just like a shitty clone of Zuby, which if you know who Zuby is, should tell you a lot, because Zuby's never been remotely impressive. But he's like one of these centrist, rationalist dude. Kaiser Payne? No, that's not it. Kaiser Sose, yeah, that's how I always think of him in my head, because he's got this. He went on Timcast. He basically came out of nowhere. Colin Ilsard? I don't think so. That's not right. I swear it starts with a K. Hold on. Let me go to the X article winners. I can make my point even better. Where's the tweet? Okay, he's in here. So this is the winner, Beaver. He seems cool. But all of these, what the? Kazan Asidu. Okay, all of their articles got quote tweeted by Elon Musk. White people didn't invent slavery, the West ended it. Funny distinction there. Why not just they ended it? Why not just they ended it? Why some ambiguous concept of geography ended slavery? And so it's just like a rehash of Thomas Sowell's essay, The Truth About Slavery. And Elon Musk quote tweeted, got 20 million views. This guy is like totally unimpressive. He came out of nowhere, got quote tweeted and retweeted by Elon like a dozen times a week to just instantly go from like nothing to over 500,000 followers. And it just has the most completely predictable milquetoast centrist takes. I remember he posted something about troons, and he was talking about how like the reasonable transgenders. And I replied to him and I said, there's nothing reasonable about a man pretending to be a woman. And he didn't reply. It's funny how like people who pretend to be like totally rational.
Sent $10. The absolute need to use the West as a proxy for white people is infuriating.
Yeah. The article title would go way harder if it was just they ended it. White people didn't invent slavery. They ended it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing reasonable or rational, but like these people who called, like, they won't say that because it's too mean. Their rationality won't take them to anything that is like a little bit mean. Like all troons are deluded. That's a little too rational. Anyway. So Elon quote tweets this, right? How do I see the quotes now? Oh my God. What I have to scroll down to the bottom? Like, what are we doing with this UI, you guys? Where's the view quotes? No, this is a different. Okay, hold on. I'm on his like article page. There's got to be a way. What if if I click on this? That just lets me leave a reply. It doesn't let me see the replies. Bro, what is this fucking, what is this UI? Okay. View article activity. Okay. Literally says the most basic shit and people clap for it. It's just a rehash of Thomas Sewell. That's all it is. Elon, what the hell? Where's the Elon quote tweet? Elon quote tweeted this. There's more than 3 quotes on this. God, X is chopped, bro. Anyway, Elon quote tweeted this, and his quote tweet has like 25.5 million views, which means that roughly like 98% of the impressions on this article came from Elon's quote tweet. And almost nobody read this article. I bet you less than 100 people, I'm not even joking. I bet you less than 100 people read the article from start to finish. And he got paid $100,000 for it. And the reason I'm trying to put this into context is because without Elon, he got like 500,000 impressions. My article titled "We Should Kill Libertarians" got like 500,000 impressions. So if Elon quote tweets me instead of him, he has 500,000 impressions and I have 26 million and I get $100,000. It's literally just Elon picking who wins. So kind of stupid, kind of frustrating, and kind of like, you know, if you're going to run contests like this, Elon should really have the decency to like not put his finger on the scale. Not that I expected to win. My article was actually not qualified for lots of reasons. The point isn't I should have won. The point is it's like nobody can win unless Elon picks them personally. So it would have made for an epic World Cup. Yeah, it would have been much more appropriate as a World Cup because the World Cup is brown. Anyway, well, she won. This Mads girl won 100K too. Good for her. Good for her. Anyway, so people were like mad about this and saying, why didn't Fraser Payne win? And that's the story. That's the story of the Super Bowl ad competition. Always be chimping. Oh, I remember. There's one other thing I wanted to say about this, and I just remembered. It is kind of funny in a tragic way the way this guy keeps getting fucked over, Fraser Payne. Like it is kind of funny. As an outside third party, I feel bad for him, but it is kind of funny because a very similar thing happened to him where he did. Remember when that weird Antifa guy shot up the ICE facility? Fraser Payne made this really, really funny animation where the guy was like a soy jack sniper on a building trying to, and like the ghost of Charlie Kirk like jumped in front of the bullets and deflected them off the ICE agents and into like the Mexicans standing next to them or whatever. It was like really funny. And he makes this animation and he posts it. And it gets like 100,000 impressions or whatever. Some other account immediately like downloaded and reposted his video and got like millions and millions of impressions. And it's like this guy just like can't win, And there is something sort of funny about that in a tragic way, how he keeps getting screwed over. But really good account. Make sure you follow Fraser Payne because he makes some quality content. Oh, Stone Toss also had a entry. He didn't win either, but this was his submission.
I'm John Henry, world's best steel driver. Ain't no machine gonna beat me at anything.
Excuse me, good sir. Are you sure about that?
Of course. Name your challenge.
The challenge will be shoveling slop. Ha 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 ha.
He's the ambler, yeah. He's the penguin, always marching towards the horizon with no hope of success. That's right. Inspirational white man shit. Okay, Scottish Axe Girl update. This is an old video from August of last year. Just a recap of what happened if you were not around.
Why are you fucking with us? Fucking cat bashers. So.
It's funny because you can literally hear her say you tried to kiss me there.
Why are you fucking with
you fucking bite and kiss me or bite and kick me? I don't know. I don't speak Scottish, but she's clearly saying he did something to her.
Why are you fucking with us? Fucking cat bashers. So the knife. Show the knife. Show the knife. Away from us. Show the knife. Show the knife. Don't touch her. That's it. That's it. Show the knife. Show the knife. That's it. Don't fucking touch my leg.
That girl got paid. Well, she got charged. She got charged with like brandishing. So this video happens. This happens. This gets posted. It's obvious watching what happened too, right? Is that like, well, this is what happened. Right-wing Twitter, as soon as this got posted in August, right-wing Twitter said, oh, some rapey migrant was harassing these girls and she got the weapons to like defend herself. And then he started filming to act like she was the aggressor and he posted it and acted like he was the victim. This is what people on right-wing Twitter immediately said when this video got posted. It was his wife, I think. We'll get to that. Sad that she was arrested for brandishing. Okay, so this happened. Then everybody like instantly diagnosed it. Spoiler alert correctly. Right. Spoiler alert, the racists were right again. Once again, viewing the world through a racist lens led people to just instantly have the correct analysis of a situation. But not everybody likes to look at things so simple. Some people like to have big-brained takes, like Justin Murphy, who said, the little girl in Scotland is not carrying knives to defend against a migrant attacker. Everyone got duped. The 12-year-old girl is a gang member. The person recording her is just troubled by her huge knives. Think about it for 1 second, and then on and on and on and on it goes, but you get the idea. Somebody said, Americans have this impression that Scottish cities are filled with roving bands of migrant rape gangs, but the biggest source of day-to-day criminal activity tend to be white native youths from socially deprived areas. And Justin Murphy says, bingo. And this guy has me blocked, which is a testament to, judge me by my enemies. And like this account, Stella, Americans are really divorced. The girl isn't just casually armed as a last resort against sexually violent third world men. This is just the underclass in the UK. You don't casually walk around with an axe and a blade unless you are pretty antisocial to begin with. Blah, 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 blah. Stella vindicated and generally correct in her analysis. Rough girl from rough town kicks off on a couple for no reason. Girl was not defending herself from being raped outside of a supermarket. And so this chick is like justifying her opinion at the time because the Daily Mail wrote a weird puff piece about these Romanians who are gypsies titled Revealed the Truth About the Migrant Who a Dundee Schoolgirl Brandished a Knife at and How Wrong Rabble-Rousers Elon Musk and Tommy Robinson Were. We can reveal the man being threatened is a family man who has been living in the UK for 4 years and who was accompanied by his wife on the way to the shops when the incident occurred. So he's with his wife. Far from being fresh off a cross-channel small inflatable, as implied by Robinson and Musk, Fatos Ali Dumana, 21, says he came to Britain legally from Bulgaria, and he and his wife have an 8-month-old baby. The self-styled digital creator took the chance to have his own say on the bust-up, which launched 1,000 memes and which also led to the girl being charged by police. I never touched her. I didn't hit her. I swear on my life. Really, on your life. I swear on my life. I have a baby now. I would never hurt someone. If she's only 12, why was she messing with me and having weapons? I was going to the shop and she was stopping me going on my way. If I did hurt the girl, why didn't the police arrest me? They have done nothing to me. They saw from the CCTV camera from Farm Foods that she was stopping me to go on my way to the shop. There was one more person who also told them she was attacking me and calling me a fucking migrant. I'm not an illegal migrant. I have not done anything. I did not hit them. I am a human, not an animal. Okay. Former Scottish First Minister Humza Yousaf state, who would have guessed the far right were full of bullshit? So I covered this story at the time, and I looked at this article at the time, and I said, oh, this guy's a digital creator. Is he? Let's see what he does. Let's see how he earns a living. And weirdly, they didn't put this part in the article, but we went and looked at he has like a TikTok account with like 2,000 followers. And his videos were getting like 10,000, like not 10, his videos were getting like 100 views. And they were videos of him just like flashing stacks of money and talking about pimping white girls. Literally, he had a video where he was flashing like a big stack of cash and saying made from English with like a cat emoji, which means pussy. He says, I made this money from English pussy. Basically, he's like, I'm a pimp. And he's standing in front of like nice cars and stuff like that. And Daily Mail never bothered to ask themselves, how does a guy with 2,000 TikTok followers own a fancy sports car? They never bothered to ask those questions. They just like write this puff piece like he's the model legal migrant, the high elite human capital we all need. Anyway, he got arrested in September, and I covered that as well when he was arrested a month later, him and his wife. But what's funny is they didn't give any details about what happened, and they didn't even say what he was charged with in the news reports. They just said they were arrested. The couple was arrested. Well, now he's been to court. And so now we do have a little bit more details. 2 people have appeared in court over claims of child assault. 4 young girls were allegedly followed by Ilya Belov on St. Anne Lane in the Lochi area. Notice how the name is even different. They didn't even use his real name in the Daily Mail article. Belov allegedly made sexual remarks to the children who were aged between 12 and 14. And then his wife, 20, assaulted a 13-year-old girl in a car park. The child allegedly had her hair repeatedly seized and pulled before being dragged to the ground and punched on the head. Prosecutor alleged the girl was injured as a result. Belov also faces a separate allegation. He seized a 12-year-old girl's body and pushed her to the ground. The appearance comes after the incident provoked a social media storm at the time. Elon Musk and Tommy Robinson were among those accused of spreading unverified claims. So this is the same incident. Don't be confused by the different names. Now, so here's what actually happened. Here's what actually happened. This gypsy pimp and his subhuman gypsy wife tried to recruit these girls to be prostitutes when they saw them on the street by making sexual comments. The girls tried to get away from them, told them to fuck off, and so they physically assaulted and attacked the girls who were way younger than them. That's what happened. It didn't happen outside the market or wherever where the brandishing thing. You know why? Because the girl wasn't casually carrying around a hatchet. She went and got the weapons and came back. And when she did that, the guy pulled out his phone, knowing that this 12-year-old girl couldn't really hurt him, and filmed him and mocked them, making it like he was the victim being harassed, and then posted that and then told police that story. And the police initially ran with it. The media ran with it. And they checked the cameras outside the market, and it showed the girls confronting them, the couple, because the first confrontation happened somewhere else, further away. And so that's what happened. And by the way, one of the girls' mom put out a statement that was complete at the time that explained all of this, that the girl had gone to the hospital. She had a concussion from getting her her head smashed in by these gypsies. So racists, absolutely correct. Once again, centrist retards like Justin Murphy and Stella, blown the fuck out. Should have to delete their accounts. And Ilya Bailov should be executed because he swore on his life. He swore on his life that he didn't touch these girls, and it turns out that he lied. So he should actually die. In an honor-based society, if you swear on your life and then you're found to be lying, you should be executed. No question. And as for the girls' charges, I don't think there's you can look that up because she's a minor, and so it's all kind of hidden. Scottish hatchet girl charges update. A 12-year-old girl is charged with possession of offensive weapons following an incident. Because of her age, the case is being handled through Scottish Children's Hearing System. So this doesn't get reported on further in the media or anything. So probably they gave her some kind of social worker check-in type of thing or whatever, I would guess. Anyway. They were in court regarding child assault and sexual remarks. What are they saying on Reddit? Look, I have no time for the racists who are trying to pull... People are so by the way, people are so brainwashed. This is what they actually believed. Is that 12-year-old, they believe that there's gangs of 12-year-old girls looking for migrants to harass. They've watched so many shitlib movies that in their mind that was that a 12-year-old white girl was like, gotta look at these brownoids, eh? Let's go give them the what's what, eh, mates? And her 12-year-old friends were like, yeah, and then they got in a circle around these Bulgarians and were like, hey, mate, you're not from around here, eh? Why don't you go back where you came from? People, in their minds, that's how it played out. but you're the racist. But if you're like, actually, I think the gypsy was probably a pimp rapist. They're like, hey, don't be racist. It's like, well, I'm also right. I'm actually the one who's right here, so you know. I have no time for racists who are trying to politicize this case, but the replies on here currently are hilariously close to victim blaming. It's the same type of language people use to blame the kids themselves. The man and woman have been, wait a minute, victim blaming the gypsies? How are they victims? Why is this the most upvoted comment? Hold on. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Let's keep reading here. Hold on. The man and woman have been charged. The girl with the axe appears to have faced some sort of related equivalent children's charge, but she was 12. The problem with people on here is rather than adhering to the values you profess to represent, you're just another side of the same coin. So if it was a reform supporter who was accused of assaulting these girls, this thread would have dozens of replies angrily calling it out and how social media got it all wrong, and it was a poor 12-year-old girl from a poor background. The truth is nobody knows what happened yet. I do. I know exactly what happened. I just laid it all out. The accused are white. That must have been disappointing for them because they certainly don't give a fuck about the welfare and life quality. Yeah, the guy's TikTok name was like Gypsy Gangster or something. I cannae fault her for trying to protect her sister. Okay. Anyway. It's either a different guy, someone else connected to the incident, or his name as reported at the time. I'm guessing his name as reported. I'm guessing he uses a fake name, and that's what he gave to the Daily Mail. But it's, I guess, okay, we should allow for the possibility that they were assaulted by two different gypsies, and then they went and harassed the wrong gypsies or something. But more likely that these gypsies have different names than the ones on their documents, because they probably have fucking like warrants back in Bulgaria. You know what I mean? They're probably like wanted criminals back in Bulgaria. Anyway, that's the story. Clavicular got arrested at the club, getting a $25,000 bond and 2 felony charges for being inside of a bar is insane. Straight up political persecution. I mean, it's a little bit crazy when you're as famous as he is, trying to go clubbing into bars when you're not old enough, but you're like the most recognizable person in the room now. It's not the smartest move, I have to say. The US age of drinking at 21 though is wild. Like, that's so high, and it's just like a recipe for people getting in trouble, because older teens are going to try to drink, you know what I mean? In Canada, it's 18. The drinking age is 18 where I'm from. And people still, you know, younger people than that go to the bar and stuff like that. Well, apparently it's a felony because he had a fake ID. So he had a fake ID, which is a felony. And yeah, Jester Gooning, please don't. Please don't make me try to talk like that. And also he had like, I guess he had like a Ritalin pill or whatever, an Adderall pill, which is like a controlled substance. Let's see here. We got the New York Times article right here. Looks maxing influencer clavicular arrested for being underage in Arizona nightclub. Hit with felony charges for allegedly entering an Arizona nightclub with a fake ID and carrying prescription drugs. His real name is Braden Peters. Officers discovered he was only 20 years old, not legally allowed inside. Because the thing is like, you're so famous, people are just going to see you and just like call the cops just because it's like funny. Just because they're like jealous, basically. Just because everybody out here is a hater. Once he was placed in custody and cuffed, officers discovered he had some type of forged ID that he used to get into the club and 2 prescription-only pills. I think they were Adderall from what I heard. That's what people on Twitter were saying. Scottsdale police recommend Peters be charged with possession of dangerous drugs, possession of a forged instrument, and using a fake ID to enter a liquor establishment as a minor, though the Maricopa Court's attorney's office will ultimately decide. So, you know, I think this guy is just headed for like a bad end because of, you know, he's had so many close calls already. He was in like a car accident where he was like clearly kind of under the influence, but they just didn't bother to test him or anything. And then same thing when he ran over that guy with his cyber truck. It's like, I agree that he was good to drive and run over that guy and that he shouldn't be charged for that, but he's lucky they didn't drug test him. Because you can't drive on meth or whatever, you know what I mean? I don't think they usually test you for meth. Like that's like a more invasive test that they don't normally do. But it's like this is a risk you were at, which is why I don't think you ever see him driving anymore. He's always in those like Tesla taxis or whatever. So that's smart. He shouldn't be driving. But carrying drugs on you, like all of these things are risks. So you've got these pills on you, I don't give a shit morally. You have a couple of Adderalls and you went to a bar when you're 20. Dude, I was going to bars when I was 16. Like, I don't care. But it's risky. And now you're going to probably have a record. And I don't know. He needs to like get off the drugs because otherwise he's going to, you know, eventually all of this stuff is going to catch up with him. And he's just going to have a bad ending. He should go in rehab, honestly. He's got money now. He should just like go in rehab. And he should just like, I don't know. He should just like invest his money so that he doesn't have to like rely on whatever this is. be on Chad Maxing or whatever. Anyway, couple of Epstein updates. Epstein joke that he emailed. Epstein like emails himself jokes. So he wrote this and then emailed it to himself. From Epstein, from G vacation to G vacation. An old Jewish guy is dying in the hospital. He says to his devoted son who is by his side, "I think it's time, call in the priest." The son says, "Dad, you've been a Jew your whole life. You want to convert now?" The father says, "Yeah, better one of theirs goes than one of ours." Ethno-narcissism can be funny. Do you get it though? I don't think you get the joke. Yeah, the joke is that it's better they prefer Christians to die than Jews. That's the joke. The joke is if I'm Jewish, I'd rather have a Christian die than have a Jew die. That's the joke. It's not super complicated actually. I don't know what other interpretation you would have. But it's the kind of joke that Jews tell each other in private, right? It's a Jew joke by Jews for Jews. You know, he emailed them himself this so he can remember it so that he could tell it to his Jewish buddies on the yacht or whatever. An old Catholic Protestant joke. Yeah, you could easily switch the, yeah. Steve Bannon. I'm starting to think Steve Bannon's not such a good guy. Jeffrey Epstein allegedly laundered money via World of Warcraft in-game gold. Buy gold with dirty cash, transfer between accounts to obscure the trail, then sell for clean fiat. Steve Bannon ran Internet Gaming Entertainment 2005 to 2007, a firm that paid low-wage Chinese workers to farm WoW gold and sell it for real money, reportedly raising $60 million. Epstein had a confirmed WoW account and later ties to Bannon. Was Bannon laundering money for Jeffrey Epstein through World of Warcraft, you guys? Thank you, Ghost Dog Man.
Ghost Dog Man gifted 1 subscription on Rumble.
And another update on this Fortnite thing. So the Fortnite status account put out an official statement. Official Fortnite here. This was a ruse by a Fortnite player. A few days ago, an existing Fortnite account owner changed their name from something totally unrelated to Little St. Jeff 1, following the revelation as a name on YouTube. And then there was a community note. This does not hold true when reviewing Fortnite.gg 2025 Wrapped, showing the username tied to the game's UID was consistent in 2025. So you can look it up in Wrapped. But then the community note, that community note was removed. And also so whatever they were replying to got deleted. The community note got deleted, not like downvoted and removed off the tweet, but like deleted out of the community notes system. So, I mean, maybe the community note is wrong. I don't care enough about this to actually like try to verify if this is accurate. I also don't have the link anymore because they deleted the note. But I just thought you guys would want to know about that thing. Okay, last thing, and then I'm going to call it a day. Rich has been, this guy Rich, Hey Wild Rich, has been going at Arvel for some, he doesn't like Arvel, he doesn't like Return to the Land, and he thinks like it's a big scam. And he's claiming that the lawsuit is because they're scammers, because I guess, I'm not exactly clear on the details, but somebody like scammed somebody out of money, and apparently like, I don't know, Arvel was doing this in like Venezuela or some other place and scamming money. There's like a whole deep lore to this. I don't know. But he posted this, okay? He said, "You're misleading people about the nature of the lawsuit. Here's a video explaining it and showing how dishonest Return to the Land is being about this suit."
Sneed Staffel sent $20. I always send Charlie Beau's free 13's popular videos so we can all get along type Republicans. I asked them, do you really think they're the same as you? Do you truly think they should vote? You don't have to watch this full minute. Tactic that has worked for me.
Oh, okay. They got a Mac in the D too. You use regular shit. You get me? Mac block. Whole gang out here, you know, we just trying to get the whole house. Get this paper up. That's the only thing you can do unless these niggas won't smoke. You know? Okay. Okay, so like now why don't we get into y'all want to talk about y'all little, what's up?
This is their average IQ is similar to Puerto Rico.
If you want me to show it, I'll show it, but I don't want to get nobody in trouble.
Just so we're clear.
Okay. Hey, that's how it is out here every day. That's how everyday shit for us. On that weed, where that weed at? Whole lot of gang shit. Okay, we don't even want to talk, man. We out here, man. Back at what's going on in the rack. Go ahead, check it out. Go ahead, check it out, man. What's happening? Gang. Check it out, man. We out here, man. We standing tall, man.
Upstanding. Okay, I think we get the idea. Thank you for the $20. Yes, a bunch of upstanding citizens, productive members of society, paying their taxes, taking care of the elderly, etc. All right. So this is like, he said he was going to, by the way, he said he was going to delete this after 24 hours, and I bookmarked it. I was like, oh, maybe I should download it because I don't have time to watch it right now. This is like 48 hours now. So He didn't delete it. He's a liar. Rich is a liar. Anyway, let's hear what he has to say about the lawsuit.
Okay, let me walk some people through this here. We have that up there is called the case caption. J. McDonald versus VP Sari and Allegory Acres et al. And other parties. So this is how these dockets look. Let me back out here. You go up to, you see case number, filing date, what court we're in, whether it's civil, criminal, and then sometimes it'll...
He does sound kind of slow. I don't even know if this is Rich. I'm assuming it is in the video. I will say this. I've seen some banger tweets from this guy. Drug user voice? Yeah, maybe. I've seen some banger tweets from him here and there for what it's worth.
Be like, you know, say it's in municipal court, common pleas court, etc., case status. So these are the case participants. The judge is here. Plaintiff John McDonald, that's the guy suing. Peter Julius Sari, he's the main defendant. He's apparently the number 2 guy after Eric Orwell or whatever his name is. Now,
Arvol's name is Eric Orwell.
Here are the companies. Wisdom Woods, Global Homestead Solution, North Arkansas Excavation, and Allegory Acres. Okay. This Peter...
Arvel has a weekly show. I bookmarked... Arvel has like an American history show that he does with Thomas Russo from Patriot Front. And I haven't bookmarked in my bookmarks because I've been meaning to like listen to it to brush up on my American history. So I haven't listened to it yet, but that looks interesting. So I plan to watch it on my own time whenever I get a chance.
Julius Sari guy is the main member of all these LLCs. He's the one that founded them, created the legal entities. He's the one who signs for them. Okay? So anything he does, anything Peter Sari does in connection to all this stuff, when a lawsuit gets filed, those entities are going to come into it. Now, this doesn't mean here's what they're misrepresenting. They're saying he's an individual member getting sued by another person. They're making it sound like this guy went out and got in a car crash and is now getting sued, and because he started these LLCs, that the whole return to the land is getting drug into it. That's not the case whatsoever. The case is directly related to these groups. And I'll show you. So I'll go look at the complaint. This guy, pro se, that means he's representing himself. He doesn't have a law firm or a lawyer behind him. There's no Jew lawfare going on. This guy
There's no Jew
did some
lawfare.
research and
that's crazy.
Is making claims.
No lawyer. That's crazy. That's actually like the first sign that the person is like mentally ill or something. He's either a genius or he's mentally ill. Probably the first, probably the second one. He's probably not a genius.
And allegations and providing proof.
That's something crazy people do, is they sue without a lawyer.
Entirely on his own. And this looks, maybe he had help, maybe not. Essentially what he's admitting here is that he sent a bunch of money, tens of thousands of dollars, to Sari, and that he was supposed to get some property for providing all this money. Okay, and then he wants his money back. Whatever. Here's the interesting part. He shows receipts of all the money he sent Peter Sari. You see there's $2,000, $430. But then he also will provide later communications that are showing this was explicitly for property in one of these private communities that was set up. So $430 for property payment for $220 for his PHL account. And then you get a little more interesting where some of this money goes directly to the LLCs. Let me see if I know it's right here. Here we go.
Dude, I can buy a lot for $420. Fuck, if it's that cheap, I'll buy one just to own it for like a rainy day. I'll buy it and just not use it or develop it. $420. That's chump change.
410 sent to Global Homestead Solutions LLCs. Again, Global Homestead Solutions LLCs. Again.
Maybe it was like a monthly payment plan thing.
Kaylee Walter, who's one of the people involved in this as well. Another Kaylee Walter involved in Return to the Land. This amount, $15,000 here. And then he's showing wires that go to Global Homestead LLCs. Bank accounts that are run by Return to the Land and Eric. Okay? So, you know, and another person, this Boris Plotkin guy that's involved in this. So when they're saying this is like unrelated to Return to the Land or anything, it's directly related because he started these companies and did one of these Return to the Land things in Ecuador or something, Peru, I don't know. And they got
what did I say? Vietnam or something? Venezuela? Yeah, I guess this is like some like before thing. They were doing something similar in Latin America, and I guess this guy's claiming he paid for land and never got it.
Got this guy to send him tens of thousands of dollars, and then they just fucked off with the money and didn't give him anything in return for it. And now he's saying, "Give me my money back." And then they're saying, "Well, how do you drag the LLCs into it?" Because this is directly related. This is part of their business model, is to get people to pay them money in exchange for like a stock that gives you the right to set up your camper on these properties that they own. And he didn't get anything. So I mean, this is a very clean, basic lawsuit for, we agreed to exchange money for something, and I didn't get my something, so give me my money back. This is like the most basic thing. Nothing this guy's doing is weird. He provides.
Right. Well, I mean, yes, it seems basic on the surface, but I need to hear why. I need to hear the other side. You know what I mean? Because there could be some kind of thing like they did give him his land and then he didn't like it. I don't know what happened, but I don't know. They didn't. I'm thinking back to Orwell's statement. He's like, one guy member is getting sued. He did kind of say it has nothing to do with RTTL, but I don't think that's dishonest if it's this Ecuador thing. I don't know. Sounds like kind of a nothing burger to me.
All the receipts.
If they were scamming people and in Return to the Land, you would hear about it. If there was white people getting their money stolen by Arval, they would say something. You know what I mean? It's like, clearly it's not that much of a scam because you have all these people living there, building their homes and stuff. I've seen video of the community. Like, what this guy's trying to claim Arval is a scammer on a lawsuit that has literally nothing to do with Arval. Scamming South Americans. Anyway, well, that's kind of a nothing burger, but there you go. I wanted to hear what the allegations were, but it's pretty tepid. The last community Césaire was part of also alleges he killed one of their dogs. Rome 2,000 years ago. Arval's village about an hour ago. This guy, I don't know. This guy's just a hater. All right. That is the show for today. Thank you for watching, you guys. So I don't think it was the best show. I don't know. It's kind of out of it, but I'll be doing a game stream tonight. I'll be back tomorrow with another show. We got a whole bunch of black activities to go through tomorrow because Allison sent me a bunch. I didn't think I'd have time to do it today. You guys have a good one, and I will catch you on the flip side. Peace out.